Radhe. This is Radha Siddhanidhi, classic, verse 76. In verse 87, we heard about the rewards that the Manjaris receive by being the surrendered maidservants of Radharani. They get the Sri Radhaya Madhura Uchishta, the sweeter than sweet, Madhura Uchishta, that which is left by Radharani after she relishes Mohan's prasad. Mohan's prasad is mixed with Mohini's prasad and becomes Mohan Mohini Mahaprasad Ki Jai. And this is a lot of M's here. Mohan, Mohini, Maha, Manjari, me, and you. So this is very nice. We heard that yesterday. And they're rewarded with prasadam and Labdva. They attain the service of Radharani. Labdva dasyam ati kripaya, by ati kripa, very excessive kripa. Then one of the sevas that they rewarded with is they're given the massaging opportunity, massaging Radharani's feet, which Das Goswami prays for in Vilap Kusumanjali. He says, "Hey Rupa, when will you give me a chance to massage the feet that you're massaging?" Because there's even a painting like that by one of my godbrothers. All the Astasakis and Manjaris kneeling, and Radha Krishna Yugal in the middle, and Rati's on one side holding Krishna's feet, opposite side of Krishna. Krishna's there, and Rati's on Radharani's side, so it's crossed. And so here, Shripad in his Manjari Srup absorption, he has that service. It's not in Radharani's feet are not in the hands of Rupa Manjari, but they're in the hands of Shripad. His Manjari name I don't know, but for these 40 verses he's in that mood, and that reward is so great. And then he gets the Mohanochishta, which is Nava Rasa. It's he says, this is a review. Bojam Navarasananda. Bojam Navarasananda. Bojam Navarasananda. Magna Kadasyam. He says, I'm eating, as Advaita Dasji says, I'm eating your remnants, your Mohini remnants. Bojam, eating. Excuse me. And Dasara Sutaji, his translation, he says, I'm chewing. Charvita. Because there's 5 kinds of food, or 4 kinds. Chaturvidha Shri Bhajatema. 4 kinds of foodstuffs, that which can be licked or chewed or sucked or drunk. So here in his meditation on this verse, what kind of anubhavas and experiences he got by meditating deeply in his own Manjari Swarup, or whatever his Swarup is, I don't even know. But the translator got the idea that bojam means chewing. Another one says, generally it means eating. Bog means food, which you eat. Bojam, nava. Newer and newer tastes at every moment. So that was all about rewards. Now this verse is all about, today's verse, which is 76, is all about serving the sevas. And it's, you might say, power-packed with sevas. It's pratak lila. So now we have to not so much forget, but just put this Aparan lila on another let's say, file, because now we're in the middle of Aparan Lila, Uttaragoshta Lila, from 3:36 to 6 o'clock. Krishna's coming back from Govardhan, or from Kunjara. After Radhakundi runs to Kunjara, then he changes into clothes as Vishwasharma, the universal Brahman, Vishwa. Then he runs off to Surya Kund to do puja for Radharani. And Jatila comes, everyone knows the Leela. And concluding that's the end of the Madhyan Leela. Then he's running back to Govardhan, back to Manasi Ganga, collecting all the coward boys and everyone, and going back to Govardhan Nandagram Varsana Road to his home at this time. We'll put that on another file, because now we're in Pratak Leela. Just think, now it's Pratak Leela. It's sunrise pastimes. When you wake up, you bathe, you dress, you ornament yourself. Obviously. So also Radharani Ji does the same. So here, I hope you can hear me, because there's no microphone. So So Radharani, right now, exactly today, she's come to, I believe it's today, after Rasa Purnima, I think this day or next day, Sridham comes with a small coterie of soldiers, which I mentioned yesterday, and horses and a chariot, and because Radharani is a princess. She's the queen of Prem and the princess of Vrishabhanu Nandini, Radhe, Radhe. So Vrishabhanu sends his capable son, Radharani's elder brother, who has Vatsalya Bhav like every elder brother, and he gladly goes to pick up Radharani. Not so gladly, but he goes to pick Radharani up. He takes Radharani from Barsana at this time and takes her back to Yavat, because he's just spent 3 months in Barsana for Julin and Ras and Maharas dance, which was last night, and now she spends 3 miserable months, 3 miserable months in Yavat Gram with her tortuous, suspicious sister-in-law. What's her name? Kutila. No, yeah, Kutila, and her mother-in-law Chatila. So she'll be there for 3 months, and then around holy time, actually it's Magh Sankranti, around January 22nd, towards the end of January, then Radharani will return to Varsana for ho ho holy hey, prem say, pshoo. You've all played, I'm sure. Nowadays, you don't have to come to Varsana. You can play Holi in Warsaw. Instead of Barsana, you can go to Warsana. There's Warsana and Barsana. If you're fortunate, you come to Barshana. My Guru Maharaj, my Vaish Guru, Pandit Sri Krishna's Babaji Maharaj, when we were visiting Barsana recently, I was sitting next to him in the car on the way back. And the 2 Baba Gurus are in the front driving. One was driving. And my Guru Bhais. And I said, because my Guru Maharaj stays in Prem Sarovar and Govardhan and Radhakund and here and there, is very restless. 97 years old. Very restless. So he was there, and we visited Vinod Baba at Prem Kunj, or what do you call it? Priya Kunj. I think it's Priya Kunj at Pili Pukur, and we went to look at some property for some bhajan kutir, etc., of some Guru Bhai. So on the way back, I said, Guru Maharaj, which place do you like the most? Where you stay, sometimes here and there. He said, Barsana. And I said, Acha. I said, why? He said, Prem Varsha. He said, like, Prem Varsha. Varsha means rain, and he said, because he always translates everything to English for those foolish people like me. Well, of course, that one's easy to figure out. But he said, here Prem is raining from the sky, like just this afternoon, last night, whatever. And Varsha means rain. So Radharani she's the reigning queen of Prema, and she's raining on everyone's head when we surrender at her feet. Reigning, R-E-I-G-N. The ruling queen of Prema. So he said, here in Barsana, Prema is falling. He said, Prema is falling from the sky. I thought, wow. And I was thinking, I said, in Indian way, it's the way Indians speak actually. I said, Radhakund, no? I mean, in the way you say it, the intonation indicates that it's a question. So I said, in other words, what about Radhakund? I said, Radhakund, no? Like, no prem there? He said, something. But here in Barsana, it's raining. Here it's sprinkling. It's like this, you go out, like sprinkle, then it's like a heavy Mayapur, monsoon. So I said, oh, okay. And I guess if he had told me that about 25 years ago, we'd all be having this class in Barsana right now. Because at 77, I came here first, saw the place, fell in love with Radhakund, stayed 5 extra days alone, and then finally made it back by Ishwari's grace. But because I thought the prem was really raining here, although my second love was Barsana, no doubt. So I was really caught between the two. But the main choice, why I chose Radhakund over Barsana, is because of Sajatiya Snigdha. This is Sajati. This is the place of all our Bengalis, all our Bengali acharyas and Vaishnavas and all the Sadh Goswamis. In Barsana, I don't know, it must be somewhere here and there. Rupa Goswamis, Bhajan Kutir, Sanatan, I don't know, must be somewhere. They go everywhere. But for sure, Nandagram, Pavan Sarovara, and Terkadam, Sevakunj, and for sure, Radhakund. So we want to be with our Ragatmika Janas. Now, Ragatmika Janas are the Sad Goswamis. From Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, and Rupa Goswami's Pad is telling Sajatiya Snigdha. We want to be in Sajati. We want to be with our family. This is our place. This place has been given to us. Varsana was already there. Nandagram was already there. It's been there for thousands and thousands of years. Radhakund has been here. Everything's eternal. But everything was visible 900, 1,000 years ago, long before Lord Chaitanya came here on his Agama Lila, which is the 500th anniversary on Purnima. Now, Kartika started, so Kartik Purnima of this year is 500 years celebration, because in the year 1515, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Agama means to come, and Gamana means to go. Gaman. When he leaves Puri, when Lord Jagannath is in Viraha, or Vichhed, in a mood like that of separation, and then in confinement with Lakshmi Devi externally, but there's a whole internal relationship, Shamsundar and Radharani are in separation. Rajendra Nanda and Shamsundar. So for those 10 days or 2 weeks that Jagannath's not giving darshan, and then Rath Yatra comes, Mahaprabhu and Radhabhav can't contain herself. So he leaves, he runs away, I can't bear it. And he runs away from Puri and goes to Alalanath. So that's called Alalanath. Alalanath, Gamana Lila, going to Alanath. That's the name, it's called a Lila. And the Acharyas write tikas and explain about the meaning of that Lila of Mahaprabhu. So this is Agama, to come. And there's big celebrations going on in Vrindavan on Purnima and many days afterwards. So we're here. So let's just get on the point here of this verse. It's very nice. So now we're all together. We left Radhakund. We've gone to Yavat, and it's morning time. The sun is rising, pinkish sky. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning, and all these wonderful services. I titled this verse, "The Manjari's Expertise in 6 Different Sevas," because they're expert in so many sevas. So this verse is nice. It's Pratak Lila, as the first word indicates. Pratak pitapatam kada vyapayanam yanyam shuka shukasyarpanam kunje vismrita kunchikim apisama netam pradavami va badniyam kavarim yunajmi galitam muktavalim anjaye netre nagari Rangakaischa pidaham anga branam va kada. Again we find this word kada. When. It's almost as if when you're leading a cow somewhere, you tie a rope around their horns. They don't put it around their neck. They put it around their horns. Some rope. And then they take the cow here and there from place to place. So this rope that's leading the cow means go, G-A-U, go, and go means indriya. So the rope is leading the cow, and the comparison is the rope is leading our senses. Wherever your senses go, your mind goes, and your body goes, you go, we go. So the analogy, the rope of this is, the rope in this analogy is the word kada, kabe in Bengali and kada in Sanskrit. And that rope is leading us down the path of bhajan. This rope is leading us, is dragging us or pulling us down the path of Raganuga bhajan. When? Aspirations. A man, let's say a person is only as great as great as their ideals are. The greater your ideals, the higher your ideals, what you are striving for, what you are desiring, what you want to attain, and wish upon a star to attain, that higher it is, that's the greater person you are. Some people just want to eat. My aspiration is to eat. I have to get some food. But our aspiration is the lotus feet of Radharani. And the Kunja Seva, Radha Govinda Yugal Seva. That's the highest possible attainment and the highest possible realization. So when will that happen? So everywhere, all of our acharyas are teaching, giving us this, hold on to this rope and go and run, come with me. When? When will I do these 6 sevas? When will I cherish your feet? When will I get your remnants? When will I, all these things, all these sevas are to be done by us. Sometimes we'll be alone with Radharani rendering these services in the kunja, different services. Sometimes we'll be with our Guru Sakhi or a couple manjaris in our parivar. Sometimes we'll be with the Nitya Sakhis, like Rupa and Rati Manjari, and our Guru Manjari and ourselves. Or sometimes ourselves and Rati. All these combinations are possible for the manjaris. So these books are especially everywhere, always oftentimes they have a vision. They're meditating on Pratak Leela. He's meditating on Pratak Leela, recalling the descriptions in Krishna Bhavanamrita, and especially Govinda Leelamrita, which is like the Mukhya, the main book for Leela Smaran, Govinda Leelamrita. And there are other books that are combining a few books together called Gutika, combination. And they very much, so he's meditating on Pratak Leela, then he's seeing all these services that I'm doing. But you can trace out, if you look in Radha Krishna Ganadesh Deepika or other places, that many of these services that this particular manjari, in this case we can just say sadhak manjari, like we're sadhak manjaris, sadhakas. And then these services that are mentioned are already done eternally since time immemorial by the pran sakhis of Radharani, which are the intimate, there's different ideas about what this means, but by the manjaris, kinkaris. And sometimes they say there's 2 divisions, the pran sakhis and nitya sakhis. They're all nitya. But we as sadhakas in perfection will kind of slide into the category of nitya siddha sakhis. We're not nitya siddhas, we're sadhana siddhas by category. We've achieved perfection by eons and eons of lifetimes of raganuga sadhana practice, practically speaking. So these services are being done eternally, brushing hair, all these things is telling, when can I bind your hair braid? But here's Shripad, he's saying, I'm doing it, because this is the whole nature. The complete spiritual paradigm of Radha and Krishna's Astakali Leela is the completely open circle. Everyone has every line, that's why they say parivar, every family. Parivar means family. There's Gaudiya Vaishnav Sampradaya, but there's so many families, and you have all your associates that you serve together with. So you have your Yuteshwari and Radharani. So every group will have their own Radharani, and there's so many branches of Nityananda Parivar, for example, coming from Janava, coming from Bir Chandra, and then coming from their disciples, and coming like this. And they all have their Guru Parampara and their Guru Sakhi Parampara. They're all going to have their own Yoga Pit and their own Rasastali and with their own Lalita and with their own Ananga Manjari. And that's how it is. That's why it's called the family. So now you have a family, you have your grandfather and great-grandmother and uncle and cousin. Sometimes you get together in some big functions, or at least in old days, really old days, whatever, when families got together. And they say, oh, my cousin. So you're aware of them, and sometimes you come together. But in the spiritual dynamics, it's totally individual. They go so far, Acharya say there's one Radha and one Krishna for every sadhaka. Your own very Krishna. Who's in your living room in your temple? Your Krishna and your Radharani, Giriraj, Gorindai, whoever there. Let's say Radha and Krishna. That's our Ishta. Radha and Krishna, Radha Govinda Yugal. So you'll take them with you there. They'll be there. They're with you here. They came from there to be with you here. They came from there to be with you here. To come in. They came out of your heart from there to here for your puja. And now they'll go back into your heart and take you from your heart to them, to there in the spiritual world. And again, you'll be with them eternally. Don't ask me to repeat that. But this is the actual logical sequence if you keep up with it. So it's that sweet, that personal, that intimate. and more? Because that question can be asked, because I asked it. And I got the answer. So I'm sharing it. I said, how is it? I mean, the Rupa Manjari is, Radharani is not just waiting for me to become a Premi Bhakta and waiting for me to enter the Leela and to braid her hair. Someone's braiding her hair for the last eternal time. Oh, I've been waiting for you. Boy, my hair has been a mess for millions of years. Oh, I've been meditating and now Lalita taught me. I've been Boma Vrindavan and Lalita taught me how to brush your hair. My debut, my job interview. Let me see if I can pass the interview. And then, oh, very good job. Okay, Lalita, you're fired. Lalita, you're fired. You go work somewhere else. No, it's not like this. We have a new worker here. So I said, how is it? How is it? I mean, and it's clear. I mean, there's so much praman for it. It's not imaginative philosophy or speculation. Because our praman is Srimad Bhagavatam, Avalam Puranam, Amalam Jnanam, Paramahamsa Samhitam. The Srimad Bhagavat is our Bible, if you want to call it that. That's not fair because the Bible is very limited compared to the Bhagavatam, which is unlimited. Unlimitedly unlimited. But there we find that Narada Muni and Dwarka Leela, although it's Dwarka Leela, it gives some more insight into the nature of Krishna's Madhurya Leela and Braj, which of course is primarily, it's an ocean full of Madhurya Sagar, Madhurya Sindhu. But in the ocean there's sometimes waves, sometimes tidal waves. And there's little waves here and there, just tossing you here and there, and you're riding on your surfboard or you're swimming, you're enjoying. And sometimes the waves come so big you run. You run for your life. No question of riding those waves. Those waves will wash you away and destroy you and your village and house and everything. They're called tidal wave, Tufan, Tusami, or whatever they call it, these things. So these tidal waves in the ocean of Madhurya, these tidal waves are Krishna's display of Aishvarya. Tidal wave means big, big wave. Super, super big. Bigger, way bigger than your house. Just wash away boats and whales and everybody. And villages and islands. Tidal wave. So they come, but then they disappear into the ocean of sweetness. So the Krishna, when he dances in the Ras Leela, then he expands himself. His one form, his eternal one form that never leaves Radharani is always with Radharani. His Purnatam, Rasaraj. Then he expands his Prakash expansions in Vaibhav, and they dance to all the other Sakhis and Manjaris and Nityasiddha Sakhis, etc. Or Sadhana Siddha Sakhis. They enter the Ras Leela, like the Shruti Charis or the Dandakaranya sages or whomever. So when Narada Muni went to Dwarka, then he went from palace to palace. He expanded himself into 16,108 forms. Simultaneously, same minute, 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. he went to 16,000 Naradas, went to 16,000 palaces. And he went at exactly the same time, our watch time, 11 o'clock. And he saw Krishna, one palace doing evening pastime, and another one he was sleeping, another one he's playing chess, all different pastimes throughout the day. And then there were 16,000 Krishnas, 16,000 Vasudevas, 16,000 Devakis, 16,000 Balarams. In every palace, the whole entourage was there. Rukmini was one in her palace. One Rukmini. And then Narada went there and he saw Krishna's father and his mother, and everybody was also there. Vasudeva, Devaki, Balaram, everybody was there also. All the servants. And then he went to another one, would say Satyabhama. So Rukmini wasn't there, she was there. But there, Satyabhama and Krishna, and then Vasudeva. It's like, so this is the Aishvarya of Krishna. So that same thing, that Rukmini is one, and she's with Krishna. So you're the Sadhaka Jeev, and you attain Siddhi. Then you enter the spiritual world. That palace of Rukmini becomes your Sevakunj, of your Parivar, of your Sakhi Parivar, your Guru Parivar. So in that Kunj, for example, say we'll take Nityananda Parivar, it's the largest over here, or in all of Gaudiya. So they're all gathered together on the petal, or you can say area of Rupa Manjari, because that's the main Manjari for that Parivar Nityananda. And that's in the north side. They're positioned in the north side of Radhakund as a kunja, or in the north side of Yogapith. And then they're at the feet, they're all at the feet behind them, and the next petal, lotus petal. Next petal behind them is Lalita, because they're together, Rupa and Lalita, or Rati and Vishaka, like this. So when you get there, you'll sit there. You'll say Nityananda Parivar, and you come there. You'll be sitting. Oh, Rupa Manjari, Sri Rupa Manjari Pada, say more Sampada. There's Rupa Manjari, and then what? And then who's after Rupa Manjari, then it would be Ananga Manjari, and then that means Janava, and whoever Janava initiated, it comes down to your guru, your guru to Janava, Ananga. So there'll be Ananga, Janava in her Sakhi form. She's not a Manjari, she's named Manjari, but she's a Sakhi. That's told in Radha Krishna Ganadesh Deepika. She's a Parama Preshta Vara Sakhi. And the Asa Sakhis are Parama Preshta Varishta. Like, Vara means Govardhan, or Vara means extra, special, large. And Varishta means really big and large. So that's very clear. Only by name she's a Manjari. Because no other Manjari has their own private kunja to take Krishna for conjugal vilas and many things. So there'll be Rupa Manjari, who's main, and then Ananga will be under. And Ananga works. And then there will be your whole Guru Parampara. And that's it. And Radha and Krishna and the other Asasakis and your Brindadev and your Purnamasi and Yogamaya Purnamasi and your Madhamangal and your Subal and your Sridham and this whole thing. And this is how you meditate. And you're practicing now. This is the family I'm living with and serving with. That's why Raghunath Das Goswami Pad, he wrote the book Brajavilas Stav, and also following his line of thought, then Brajavriti Chintamani was produced by Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad 200 years later to familiarize everyone with the family members of their family. And you see there's descriptions there of Pavana and Nanda and Kirti and all there's prayers to Kirti Ma, Radharani's mother, and Purnamasi and Ambika and different personalities that will be part of the family, Seva family, Prem Seva family. So it's very personal, and these books are very important to cultivate. Of course, if one has a guide, some guide, and it's a lot easier. Otherwise, it may be a little confusing. So this verse is, let's get to this verse, in this translation. It says, Netre Nagari. O Nagari, O lady love, when can I take Krishna's yellow cloth that you mistakenly took with you in the morning at about just before 6 o'clock, Pony Che, 5:45 in the morning, when you ran out of the kunj, you mistakenly grabbed Krishna's pitambara cloth. I will take that from your body and give you another garment. So that's one service. When can I run out, go back to the kunja to bring the blouse? So this is Shripad aspiring and meditating on the service, and you find Rati Manjari, Tulsi Manjari, Raghunath Das also meditating on this service, and you find Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad also meditating on this service. When will I run back and get Radharani's kanchuli or choli, a blouse? So that means then the next thing is, 500 years ago, it was Rupa Manjari and this Shripad and Manjari Swarup, and then first of course Rupa Manjari, and then Shripad gets the idea, and then he writes about it. Then 200 years later, Vinod Vallari Manjari, Vishwanath Chakravarti, he writes about. So now it's 2013. So this, what they write repeatedly, you'll find the same Seva meditation described so many places by the Nitya Parishads of Radha and Krishna Yugal. So now this is, Radharani, when will you order me? Your agya, your order, your command. Please go back, run back to that kunja. And there's no wait a minute, we just came from Vrindavan. It's 45 kilometers from Vrindavan to Barsana. I'm tired. We didn't sleep at all practically last night. We just ran all the way home as fast as possible so you wouldn't get caught by your mother. And now you're asking me to run back 45 kilometers because it doesn't take any time. As soon as they leave, they step out and then they're right there in the kunja, and they turn around and come back. Because time and space do not cause problems in the spiritual world. But time and space create lots of problems in this world. Lots of problems. Time and space. There, time and space exist as part of the servants of the Leela. But everyone knows the analogy, the lotus opens and closes. So my five fingers are 5 petals of a lotus. So this whole hand, my whole hand is braj. So when my hand is open, then the fingers are far away. So each finger is a forest. There's 12 forests in braj. So when Krishna wants Jatila to be really far away from Radhakund, and then when she's over here in Yavat, and she has to come down here to my palm to Radhakund. So she has to go all the way down to get to Radhakund. But when Radharani has to run from, back, then the hand closes. And then this is Radhakund and this is Barsana. But when I go like this, then it's a big jump. So the lotus is opening and closing according to the needs. So Radharani wants her Kanchuli, like now. It's time to get dressed, and or her mother may come in and what to say. So then the mantra, it's almost like a movie. Movie scenes change like this. You're watching the movie. 1 minute they're in the car, next minute they're dancing in the ballroom. You thought, wait a minute, how'd they get from the car to the, because it's happening so fast, they don't show you the stairs, they don't show you parking the car, he's driving the car, okay, and they get out and all of a sudden, and they're walking into the dance hall. Wait a minute. There was no scene of them closing a door or walking up the stair. It happens so fast you don't realize that things are jumping. So even movies give some impression of, because movies are a whole manipulation of time and space to create that effect. Many scenes, many places, all crammed into 1 hour. Oh, it's amazing. So that it's like this. So then you run back and bring that choli. So when will I do this? So it's kada. When can I bind your hair braid? Restring your broken pearl necklace, paint eyeliner around your eyes, and cover up the bruises caused by Krishna's lovemaking on your body with colorful substances like musk or vermilion. So if you add these up, there are 6 different sevas, and they're all follow-up sevas, because that's why Shripad, he's indicating the entire bhav, the entire mood, because seva, every seva rendered to Radha and Krishna, especially to Radharani, there's a context of what are you preparing Radharani for some particular pastime, or are you serving you're preparing for a pastime about to occur and preparing Radharani, you're preparing the seva stali by doing seva, or are you serving Radharani after that particular pastime? So this is called the aftermath. I mean, they bomb the city and they blow up the city with bombs. Then after the war, what happens? Well, you got to clean up the mess and all that and rebuild. So here, he says, "Hey Nagari," is at the last line, but this is here in the first. Hey Nagari, lady love. So Nagari means a erotic romantic lover. Nagari. He doesn't say hey Patni, hey wife. He says Nagari. Nagari implies that there's no marriage. So Nagari means someone that engages in wild, erotic, intimate, exchange, loving affairs. So in that frenzy of enjoyment, then the next day there's no time to fix up, make up, patch up, and tie up everything. So she just runs, because if time passes anymore, she'll get caught on the footpaths of Braj by some superior elder, her father, her mother, father, going out to the pastures or the barn or the Goshala, or grandfather, whomever. So then she runs. The main thing now is get home and jump in bed and yeah, Purnamasya Kirtida, Maya. This, but the Manjaris have so many last-minute things to do, like some pujari only has 1 minute till the doors open up for greeting the deities. Every pujari knows that excitement. I've been in Vrindavan temple doing sevas like that before the darshan, or in my own temples I've lived in. It's in your heart. Everything has to be on time, exactly, and like this. And so So here you can imagine the Manjaris have a lot to do. So these 6 services are there. So he's saying Nagari because all these services are follow-up after Radharani spent the night in lovemaking. So her hair is all loose, she forgot her clothes, and it says the eyeliner, all her kajal is lost and was just kissed off her eyes by Krishna's lips and rubbed off, and her pearl necklace is broken. I mean, when you're walking down the street, your pearl necklace doesn't go boink and doesn't fly off. It doesn't just break, but in various exchanges with Krishna, somehow it got broken. And what to speak, where are the pearls to begin with? And then there's all kinds of scratches and bites here and there, and they have to be disguised. Just like, lady has a pimple on her forehead, she puts some powder, on her face, puts something there and goes to the party. I'm so happy, Whatever. Or maybe men do too, I don't know. But probably they do. But somehow we have to, it's called cover up, makeup, this, that, the other thing. So therefore, Radharani has to cover up. It says here, I have to cover up the bruises, because Radharani is this beautiful, beautiful, butter soft, golden skin. Not skin as we know, but golden body and beautiful complexion, a transcendental form of Srimati Radharani. But then her mother says, "Oh, what's this mark here? This looks like some bruise." And it's they roll off the flower bed. It gets like that. So when there's it's not some a waltz or some ballet dance. It's quite a rough experience. So they have to somehow mix up different earth powders and oils, make some kind of dye like a paste. Just like sometimes people play Krishna in some drama, and there's some white lady from Germany or something. So they have to paint her up. She becomes blue because she's not blue. I don't think so. But they make her. They put all kinds of shoe polish or whatever it is, makeup to make her look blue. Or the lady maybe not very shiny gold, so they make her more golden somehow. It's in drama and theater to give that effect and create the effect in the audience, and it's nice. So it originates there. Radharani is then because when the mother comes in, she fondles the child. Oh, Radharani, you're okay. Just like you see the beautiful description of Yashoda waking up Krishna. It's so beautiful. She leans her right arm over his body, her left arm, and then she's leaning over and touching him, and it's very nice. So Kirtita does the same thing. Radharani's always her little baby. So Radharani, she's, "Oh, Radharani, oh," and she sees all these black and blue marks and this and that. "Oh, what's happened?" Oh, she'll be so disturbed. And so devotees never want to put another devotee in distress or cause anxiety or disturbance to another devotee's heart or mind by their speech or by their actions. This is a sign of love. When you love someone, you care so much for them that you want them to always be in a peaceful, happy mood as much as you can. Things are not in our hand, are not under our control. But devotee means one who's devoted to God and devoted to God's presence in everyone and everywhere. So therefore he's very caring and loving with whomever he meets and whomever he treats. So Radharani is thinking, I don't want my mother to be worried or disturbed, and so this is important services. So we can just discuss some of these points. That what it's telling in the purport here, which I just took notes. This is, of course, by, as I mentioned, Madhusudan Dasadikari and Prabhupada Nanda Gopal Goswami. They wrote the original commentaries on this book, and then they were studied by and elaborated on and let's say added to by Srila Anantadas, Babaji Maharaj. So all three are blended together here in what we have in front of us. So he's saying that in this, there's two time periods here. There's the time, he's saying that Nishant Leela, pastimes at the end of night, 336, and then also in Pratak Leela, he says. There's two Yama time period. Yama means time sequence, time period, described by Sripad Prabhupada Saraswati. They're seen in his meditation Kinkari form. There's two separate waking up Leelas, because she wakes up in the Kunja, Like the giving of the yellow cloth. Radharani runs out of the kunj with the yellow cloth. But she doesn't run out of the kunj without her makeup. There's no such thing as a lady running out of her kunj without makeup. Right? It's like, oh, you run out. I mean, the rasa dance, and now Radharani's not running to the rasa dance. She's running to her mother-in-law. So when you're running to your mother-in-law, you're not going to forget an earring or put the top of your dress on the bottom or whatever we hear about in Rasa Leela. You're going to remember, because your mother-in-law will look at you and check, because she's already so suspicious. So she sees the slightest hair out of the proper place or the slightest mark. What is this? What happened? Who caused this? What is this? So all these patching and covering the wounds of the battle wounds from the love war, and all these replacing the nice kajal, that's done in the kunja, and that's also described there. So two separate waking up leelas of the divine couple. Waking up together, Radha and Krishna, a Nishant Leela at around 6 a.m. in Brajani Kunjas. And then the Pratak Leela at sunrise around 6 to 8:30. Radha and Krishna are separately rising from their beds, and they're very nicely described, of course, in the Leela Granths, like Govinda Leela Mrita. They're rising from their beds in Yavat and Nandagram. The verse describes 6 different sevas, beginning with Nishant Leela and Brajani Kunja. And he gives a beautiful narration of these pastimes, taken from Govinda Lilamrita, along with the sevas described in this verse. We usually cover verses, as I mentioned. There's about 42, 44 verses in this Radharas Sudhanidhi, which are specifically indicating Manjari's sevas, Manjari's position, Manjari's glories, and the glories of Radharani in a relationship with Radharani. The Manjari's relationship with Radharani. And those are indicated by words like Radhadasyam or Kinkari or Anucharani or Paricharika, which are all words which mean dasi, the word dasi, servant. And these words aren't used when talking about the Sakis, Asta Sakis, or Priya Sakis, or Priyanarma Sakis, Paramapresha Sakis. So this particular verse doesn't have any of those names. So as I mentioned, some of these sevas may also be done, and are also done, by Radharani's Paramapresha Sakis, like the Asha Sakis. But in this particular case, the Acharyas, all 3 Acharyas are telling that it's all being done. And of course, in other places, it's indicated that Rupa Manjari is going to get Radharani's choli, and so there's never any instance, particularly this seva, running back to get Radharani's choli is never done by a Saki, because Radharani would be too embarrassed. This is a very, very secret thing. No, they don't even know. The Lalita Vishaka, they don't even know, because Radharani's all wrapped up with Krishna's yellow cloth, and everyone's running so fast and so panicky and worried and looking this way and that way, and they're not really looking at each other or what's going on with each other's dress. But the Manjaris are alert, and they're one with Radharani's feelings and needs and desires, and completely so. And the Sakis are not like that. So then, in confidence, they know, oh, this Radharani, and only they see it. When everyone runs out of the kunja, the Manjari, she notices it. It may be Rupa Manjari, it may be Rati Manjari, it may be Shripad Manjari Srup, or you, or any Manjari. Oh, and then she immediately catches it then. Or if she runs out, then she'll, what it says here, they'll run back and get it for Radharani. So this service is clearly done by a Manjari. But other services, putting kajal on Radharani's eyes, braiding her hair, we even see this. This is being done by Chitra and Lalita and Vishaka and others. But the total verse together is considered that all these 6 sevas are being done by the Manjaris. The verse clearly describes the sevas rendered by Radharani's dearest maidservants, like Tulsi Manjari and Shri Rupa. The sevas described in this verse, because they're not in chronological sequence. Chronology means by time. because he says, when can I take your yellow cloth? But that first Radharani has to wake up in the kunj and get her kajal put on, get her hair braided, and then later, when she's waking up again in Varsana or Yavat, then she has the yellow cloth on her. And of course the pastime is described that Jatila comes in Purnamasi and says, oh, I saw Krishna last night wearing this yellow cloth. Why are you wearing... No, it's Mukura, Radharani's grandmother. She comes in every morning to wake up Radharani with, not Kirtida, but Mukura, and Purnamasi by chance. So Mukura says, oh, Radharani, what am I seeing? Last night I saw Krishna wearing the same yellow cloth, and now I see it draped across your chest, and you're just waking up with that. How has such things happened to such a chaste family as ours? And then Vishaka, I think it's maybe Vishaka, she looks and she sees that yellow cloth, and they say, oh wow, we forgot that. We were so worried about putting Radharani's makeup, everything on. We forgot about this Krishna Prasadi Vesh. And she's very quick, and she looked at, and the sun was rising through the window, through the lattice window of the palace bedroom of Radharani. It was coming in, just shining on the bed. And then Vishaka, very quick, you have to be very quick-witted. She said, oh look, Mukura, see the sun rising. The bright rays of the morning sun are shining through Radharani's lattice window of her bedroom, and falling on her clothes. And then Mukura looks, oh yeah. And then Vishaka pulls away that yellow cloth of Krishna and puts a blue one there of Radharani, the chunari. And then Mukura turns around, and Vishaka, now understanding everything's under control, she says, look, Mukura, why are you accusing our chaste Radharani, our Sati Shiromani Radharani? She's the crest jewel of all satis, of all chaste ladies. Why are you wrongly accusing her of some impropriety? Can't you see this is her blue cloth? Just as the rays of the sun shining through on her blue cloth gave it a yellow look. It appeared to be yellow to your eyes. And she was very embarrassed. Mukura was very oh, what did I say? I shouldn't have said that. And she was so embarrassed. She said, okay, I'm getting very old now. I think my eyes aren't working. I must be going blind. Okay, I better go now. And then she runs away because he's just turning red with embarrassment. So she ran away. So like this happens after, but it's first thing in the verse. So that's what the Tika is saying. That apparently, and why is that? The question is, well, why? Because usually things are somewhat systematic and sequential. So appreciating Shripad's desire. He said they're not according to time. He was spontaneously, in other words, he was meditating, and he was, in his meditation of Leela Smaran, he was spontaneously blessed with the darshan of these Leelas, and then immediately recorded them as they unfolded on the screen of his love-drenched pure heart, which it says here. Like the heart is like a movie screen, cinema screen, the heart. And these love-drenched Leelas were unfolding and revealing themselves in his heart as he was meditating. Because you're meditating, just like when you're sleeping, unconscious and sleeping, your mind goes here and there and here and there and this scene and that scene, and you wake up and say, what? Where was I? I was flying this way and then going that way and then jumping off there and going there. And many scenes and movements can be there, and they don't seem very connected, except that it's your dream and you're doing something or experiencing something. So it's not less. Person is awake, he's fully conscious, but deeply absorbed in a meditative trance. And this level of having this vision, that means a very high state of pure consciousnness and pure mind. We could say bhav and prem. But even any practitioner of meditation, he starts meditating on a lila, as he knows that's described in the books, and he's meditating and seeing, and something else may come into his mind. So that's what the commentators are saying, that he was sitting down, okay, I want to meditate now. Now this is pratak time, because he doesn't have the book in front of him, it's all in his mind. But it's not like a machine. He says, okay, Radharani's she's in Yavat. I always want to say Barsana because I don't like, but the fact is she spends half the year in Yava. So I'm meditating, Radharani's waking up. And then immediately, it just comes. This is Yogamaya. And that's why without the blessings of Yogamaya, one can't enter the Leela. And that's told everywhere. And then in the Rag Marg, oftentimes some gurus, they give Yogamaya mantras or Yogamaya Gayatris. Not all. That's not that one necessarily has to have a Yogamaya mantra or Yogamaya, but he does have to have the blessings of Yogamaya because she arranges all the Leelas. So we pray to Yogamaya. We can just pray. There's mantras to glorify Purnamasi and Yogamaya written by our acharyas, and we can speak those and pray, just pray our own individual prayers that we're meditating. Oh, please reveal this in my mind. On the screen of, what does he say? On the screen of my heart, I don't know about love-drenched heart, let's leave that part out. But on the screen of my heart, please let these pastimes unfold in a very deep and profound way, so I can perceive them at some level and to some degree as I recall them in my mind. So while doing that, Yogamaya or the Leela Shakti, you sit down and meditate, and all of a sudden you catch a piece of the Leela, and that's what's being said here, that Yogamaya just threw this Leela into his mind, his meditative mind, Shripad, and it's kind of helter-skelter, and not in sequence. Same thing is there in Bhagavad Puran, when Shukadeva Goswami is narrating to Parikshit Maharaj in the Krishna book. He's talking about this Kurukshetra, he's talking about this Rajasuya Yagya, that Krishna's going there and washing the feet of the kings, and he was elected to be worshipped. But this pastime, it came before some other pastime, but out of his ecstasy, Shukadeva Goswami was just glorifying Krishna, and then all of a sudden he remembered, oh yeah, that rascal Shishupal, and Krishna cut his head off. Then he starts talking about that, but that Leela is supposed to come, later. And then he so it goes like this and like that, and it's like jump this way, then jump that way, then back like this. So this is what happens with the devotees. So the verse starts with Pratak Leela, and the Manjari's service is therein. Then it flashes back to Nishant Leela, because it's Pratak Leela when Radharani's cloth is changed. And then it flashes back into Nishant Leela in the Kunjas. And the Manjaris are rendering service at that time. To more clearly understand the flow, we will discuss the verse parts according to the Leelas. The Leela starts like this, and then I'm just reading from the book because it's very nicely told here. And we can try to just think about it. The time is Nishant Leela, pastime at the end of the night, around 5:30 in the morning, which is about an hour, like now it's about an hour before sunrise. This is 45 minutes before sunrise. It's the end of the night. Radha and Krishna are fast asleep in the bower house. A soft Malayan breeze is blowing, carrying the fragrance of blooming flowers from the vines wrapped around the kadamba trees inside that grove. All kinds of bumblebees are intoxicated and excited. They're buzzing around the flowers, which are full of honey. Birds are beginning to sing softly and very sweetly, which is all the arrangement of the Lord. It's the natural alarm clock. Nature's alarm clock for the human beings, or maybe all the creatures. Maybe even the monkeys wake up with the birds. Because the monkeys, they get up around sunrise, but after the birds. So it seems that the birds and the bees, they have the duty of waking up the other living entities. We're focusing our view here on human beings, because this is the Naratva Leela of Radha and Krishna, and our own experience when we live in a country or a place like that if we're sleeping a little too late, by chance, then or whatever, and then you hear the birds and then you wake up. It's so nice. And they don't sing all that much. It's not all day long they're making noise. They're pretty quiet. Usually it's sunset a little bit, and then in the day they feel like singing, they do. But their duty, for sure, They're ordered by Super Soul. Okay, sing, wake up the human beings. You're part of this is your seva. It's very nicely orchestrated. Krishna, this whole Jagat Leela is actually very beautifully arranged. So here and there, it's the same. Radha and Krishna are sleeping in their flower bed, and they don't have to go to Mangalarti. They don't have to rise and take a bath and go to Mangalarti, because their Mangal, every moment is Mangal for them. She's Mangalishwari. She's Mangalishwari and Mangalishwara. They're the controllers and king and queen of all auspiciousness. She's Kalyani Kalpacharu. Radharani is a wish-fulfilling tree of all auspicious. Kalyani is a beautiful name of Radharani, Kalyani. And Kalyan, it means auspiciousness and good qualities and everything good. We glorify Guru that way, that he's Kalyan. Kalyana Gunanavatvam. So this is the scene. And the Manjaris wake up and collect all the paraphernalia for their seva, and the hairs on the bodies of the Manjaris are standing up in ecstasy. Why? Because of the udipan of seeing Radha and Krishna, the divine couple, through the holes in the foliage. Wow. Wow. So this is the special, and their ecstasy means sattvic vikar. Their sthai rati, their bhavalas rati, their intimate, excessive love for Radharani, and their madhur rati for Krishna and Radha together. And they see them so in their fatigued condition, just lying hair here and there, and nose rings, and Krishna's hair and Radharani's nose ring, and her arm like this and like that, and just some soft light in the corner, the kunja coming through, and so beautiful scene. So when they see the matchless beauty of the divine couple, they become ecstatic. So you can just by darshan, it's called, what's it called? It's called asbab, it says in the next devotion, but just by seeing one can be in ecstasy. By hearing, Shravanananda, Alokananda, Aloka means eyes, Alokananda, just seeing the beauty of the divine couple, you can be in bliss, sattvic bhavs. Your whole sthirati gets excited, and your heart jumps, and then the airs of your life airs, the transcendental life airs and prana of your transcendental body start moving, and then your skin becomes tight, and when your skin tightens because of the joy that's rippling through your heart and mind, then your hair stands up on end because the skin tightens like this and like this. It's like the only time we experience hair standing on end is when we're walking to Mangalarti and Raman Reti at Radha Shyamsundar Mandir, and some dogs come out, and it's Amavasya, and they go, ah! And your hair goes, ring, and on your arms like this. You ever have it? That's an ecstatic symptom. It's due to the gona rati of bhayam, fear. You're basically, when we're going to Mangalarti, our basic sthai rati is dasya rati. We're the servants of our guru. He said go to Mangalarti, so that's our dasya rati, our servitude. And then the symptoms, these udipans appear. These stimulating, exciting features, like a barking of the teeth of a dog, and a barking dog, and then your anubhavas, or your legs start. Anubhavas, their physical reactions. Your legs start moving, and you start running, but your hair is also standing up. So the sattvic bhav is your hair standing up, and your voice gets choked. And you're Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. You start chatting, and maybe you're crying. And you're perspiring if you're running fast, and your 5 dogs are chasing you. So this is an experience of prakriti ras, jada ras, from this material body. There's also ras. It's not a ras is not a foreign thing to us, but alokik ras, transcendental ras, is very distant. That's only in the transcendental divine body. And that least spiritualized body saturated with Bhava Bhakti. So let's I think it's time, but we'll just read a little bit more, a minute or so. So the birds are the parrot couple. Brinda Devi's engaging a parrot couple, awakening divine couple, and they're singing nice, softly singing Sanskrit verses. When Radha and Krishna rise, their eyes are still filled with sleep, and you know what that is. Look in the mirror when you wake up. When you go in the bathroom in the morning, oh, what is? Who is that? That's me? No, it's not me. They never. Oh yeah, that's me. You know. So they have some different look. It says it. They have the faces like this, and then I'm so close. It's a lot of focus. Their eyes are still filled with sleep. Sleepy eyes. You have this phrase. Oh, you have sleepy eyes. Their hairs and clothes are still disheveled from making love. Radhika has Krishna's yellow cloth on her body, and Krishna has Radhika's blue cloth on him, but they don't notice it. The Manjaris enter the kunja and begin their blessed services of giving water, because they must be very thirsty after. If you fight a battle all night, if two soldiers are fighting a war all night, in the morning they'll be really thirsty. So these two soldiers, when you're fighting in the war, there's no time. Excuse me. You'll be shot. You have to be watching at every moment. So when they're in the middle of a battle zone, I mean, it's a war zone. It's like danger in there. Bombs dropping everywhere, fireworks, bullets, everything, bites, explosions, bombs. So there's no time. So then, nice, kaffir-scented rose water and with nice honey mixed in or whatever, all kinds of different beverages, wake-up drinks, invigorating wake-up drinks. That Manjaris may be expert in making those things. One of our friends got initiated the other day, and their guru, and that's just by funny coincidence. And I guess the guru knows everything. That's what they say. They said, your service is pakana. And I never heard that one so much. And then I didn't know that word. I mean, it's a Hindi word, but it sounds like what it is. But your service is cooking. The person's a very good cook. I mean, in this realm, and the guru, I don't know. They know that, but anyway, they were given that as their nitya seva cooking. So the Manjaris, they're expert in preparing drinks and all these things. So they don't notice that. So they're doing their services and they're arranging the divine couple's hair and clothes. And Shripad in his Kinkari form, which means Manjari, he's also blessed with one of these services. She has the service of waking up Srimati. She says, "Oh Nagari," and she says, "Netre Nagari Rangakais Chapidaham." Oh Nagari, you're so expert in love play, but don't forget, and forget because of your deep absorption. We have to go home right now. Your girlfriends will come here at any moment, and if the Sakhis like Lalita or Vishaka see you like this, they will mock you and make fun of you. If they see you wearing Krishna's cloth and all disheveled, so please, what to speak of your family members and your parents, if they see all the signs of Krishna's love-making on your body, this will be disastrous. Please, wake up so we can dress you. In this way, the Manjari tries to keep Srimati's attention on her dressing and ornamenting seva. How fortunate are these Manjaris? The sadhaka should learn expertise and service from these Manjaris and Sakhis and become similarly fortunate. So what's being said there is that we learn. How do we learn? By reading. Oh, this is the sevas that are being done by the Manjaris. And then we become fortunate when Bhava fills our heart and we can have spurtis ourselves at that wonderful rare time, because it itself is very rare. That's one of the characteristics of Bhava Bhakti, Sadurlava. Moksha Lagutakrit. Moksha Lagutakrit means that moksha, when you're full of bhav, what is moksha? Moksha, Sarupya Mukti, Salokya Mukti, Shashti Mukti, kuch nahi. Nadanam na janam na sundaram kavitam vajagadisha kame mama janmani shre bhavatad bhaktir hoitukitve Bhagavad bhaktir hoituki. I'm in bhav and I'm serving Radha Krishna Yugal in my Manjari Srupa Vesh. What do I care about going to Vaikuntha? I don't care. Janmani, let me be born in this Braj, Brajadam, let me be born as a daughter of a gopi and grow up as a manjari and serving Radha and Krishna. Doesn't matter. So this is level of bhava, we will experience such wonderful ecstasy. So now we're practicing as a sadhaka, cultivating, developing the bhava by hearing about it, and it automatically comes into our heart by reading these books and reading these pastimes. I discussed this the other day, how that bhava comes in the heart. And the sevas, they become the shape of our mind. We say Krishna Das, so I am Krishna's eternal servant. Oh Krishna, please engage me in your service. Oh Radha, please engage me in your service. Well, what? What service do you want to render for my pleasure? What service do you want to do? Sell books? Sell paintings? No, I mean, no. So then, I want. And some of these, as you read these services one after the other, in different times and different times of the day in different places, you may think, oh, I really like this. I mean, I want to do all these services, but this is very nice. I just picture myself like this. And you may find when that service may be revealed to you through the mercy of the holy name or other ways, but generally, traditionally, the guru will give the disciple a familiarity with his nitya sarup, and then when he mentions, or she, whomever, generally he, let's say, the guru mentions that nitya seva, then he may say the very seva you've been cherishing before you even met that person, before you were given that awareness by the guru. So we'll continue a little bit more with this verse tomorrow. Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe. Prabodhananda Saraswati Pada ki jai, Shri Kartik Devi Radharani ki jai, Shambhakan Radhakundi Govardhana ki jai.